this picture. So there's a man taming so part of it is the taming of the snake. So in ancient lore, the snake has represented what? Anyone have any thoughts about what the snake has represented?
Transformation.
What else?
Healing?
Yeah, the Caduceus.
The staff with the thing, and
the doctor's symbol is the serpent. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, April?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so wisdom.
Something evil, something bad.
I mean, you've got the snake in the Bible, right? Like sin.
Yeah.
But it's also the doctor's staff of healing. So it's represented the extreme of good and evil, both. Okay. So they call Ophiuchus Serpentarius the serpent holder. So imagine if the snake is such a powerful symbol of life and death, really, right? Because if you get bit by a snake, what could happen? Right? You could potentially die.
Yeah.
But it also can be utilized for healing. So it is that double-edged sword of the healer and the poison. Yeah. So they call Serpentarius the interpreter of dreams, seeker of peace, poetic, seeks higher education, large family, has secret enemies in family. Many are jealous of this sign, feelings of wise, genius mentality. This is the symbol for it. Here's another image of, it's the man taming the snake. So the snake can be all of the evils of the world, right? So this is a sign of a man taming all of the evils of this whole world. Why would the Babylonians want to cut that imagery out of the constellation? Pretty weird, right? Yeah, I know the jury is still out on that one. So here there's a story connected. This is fascinating. There is a story connected to Ophiuchus, and it's about a man named Asclepius. So in Greek myth, Asclepius was the son of Apollo, who was the sun god. And this is really weird. Are you ready for the mom's name? Coronis. What? Yes, his mom's name was Coronis, which is so weird. She died at childbirth, and so Apollo, the sun god, this is Apollo down here, and Coronis, sent Asclepius to train with the centaur Chiron, which is another sign in astrology called the wounded healer, right? So here is Asclepius being trained by Chiron. Chiron was the most learned. In the Greek myth, the centaurs were always the greatest teachers, okay? And so he went to study with him, and he learned all of the secrets of healing, all of them. And in fact, myth says that Asclepius learned from a snake to raise a man from the dead with the application of herbs. So the snake taught him how to bring people back from the dead, which is actually what caused him to be killed by Zeus, the king of the gods, because the god of the underworld, who controlled death, was super angry that he was bringing people back to life. He's like, that's not your job, right? You're not allowed to bring people back from death. That's not allowed. And so Asclepius was killed by the king of the gods, Zeus, with a lightning bolt, right? So the snake, right, that taught him this plays this enigmatic role in our world. It's a creature with supernatural power. It's either seen as a creator, protector of wisdom, or perpetrator of evil and an agent of death. It also relates to transformation because of the snake's ability to shed its skin, okay? And then we have the oath of Hippocrates, which in it, it's mentioned, I swear by Apollo the physician, Asclepius, and these are other gods and goddesses, making them my witness that I will fulfill according to my abilities and judgment this oath. So Asclepius, the man related to Ophiuchus, is actually in the oath of the Hippocratic oath. And then we have the symbol of the two snakes. So there's something extremely powerful and dynamic going on here with this sign, and with this constellation, and with the fact that it's been cut out of our Western consciousness for 3,000 years. It only came back in 2016 when NASA revealed it. So I thought this was really cool. How many of you are familiar with the goddess Athena?
She's like the warrior chick, right?
She's like the warrior chick, right? She's also considered to be his Asclepius's aunt, and she's the one who killed Medusa. And so she comes to him and she has gifts, and she said she has two hands, and one hand is filled with the Gorgon blood of the snake, and that hand is to kill. And then there's I'm not sure, maybe another part of the snake that will heal. And so it really relates to this polarity, that the power to heal can also be the power to kill. And any surgeon, any herbalist, anyone who really works deeply around the work of healing will tell you that there are ways to both kill someone with herbs and heal someone with herbs. Some herbs are deadly and some are super life supporting. And the same with surgery, right? Like you could bring someone back to life or they could die. So very powerful, extreme energy with this sign. I like to include this picture of the goddess because most of the images of Ophiuchus are a man taming a snake, but I also think that women have that capacity as well to tame the snake, and whatever that means in your life. Another woman I spoke to, whose name was Mary, one of my former clients, she talked about Jesus, and she talked about the 12 disciples and the Last Supper. A lot of people have claimed that this woman on the left of Jesus this person is actually a woman. And if you look, it really does look like a woman. Like this does not, to me, look like a man whatsoever. And so they say that there was actually a woman at the Last Supper, and that was Jesus's companion, and she was actually a co-teacher with Jesus, and that there has been this block around women claiming the role of teacher, of claiming the role of leader for thousands of years, and that Ophiuchus represents the return of the divine feminine on stage with the divine masculine, and together rising in power equals, right? Because there has been an imbalance between men and women for thousands and thousands of years. Not to put the blame on anyone, but to just take back, what would we like to have? Would we like to have a world where men and women stand together, balanced, or do we want to have a world where there's separation or disparity? So some people say that Ophiuchus is like Jesus or Mary Magdalene, the 13th sign, and that the 12 are the other 12 constellations, right? Because at the Last Supper, there were 12 and 1, 13.
They got rid of both of them. Oh my God, they wanna white out both of them, don't they?
Of course, of course. So that's why I'm really excited about Ophiuchus. I kind of see it as this beautiful rising of the phoenix, of bringing the balance between men and women back to this earth, which to me just feels like the most beautiful image.
I just wanted to share this.
What is it? Oh yeah, the vessel. Yeah. Exactly. So I have to be honest with you. I have actually been going through the last 2 weeks this really deep inner turmoil. I have been questioning this astrology that I've been sharing with you, wondering if I should keep going, wondering if it was important, and if anyone cared, if I was just going to keep meeting resistance and people arguing with me, and like, is it really real? Am I really tuning into something authentic that is important for people to have, to learn about? And I was actually talking to Michael about it as we came home from a weekend event where he got to speak. It was a very beautiful event, very inspiring. And I was like, what am I doing? You know, when you see someone rise in their light and their purpose, it often causes you to question, like, what am I doing? Like, am I really making a difference? Is this important? I was deep in, I was really letting myself feel it. I actually cried about it. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, what is my gift? How do I help people? Like, I was having this existential meltdown, crying in the car, like tears streaming down my face. And he was just saying such kind things about what he perceived my gifts were. It was like, okay, I felt myself start to heal. And then something happened that was so mind-blowing. And I'm like, finally get to tell you. I was so excited. So I have a short little video, which will kind of get you in the energy where I was at when it was happening. And this happened last night, right? We got home from the event Monday afternoon, and it happened as soon as we got home. So here we go.
My engagement, Torrance, California, for the Freedom Alliance, and got home. There's a rattlesnake in the garden, and I'm so grateful that Michael is fearless. And I distracted it, and he came up with a blunt shovel, and it's pretty brutal. Cut off its head. And this is our garden, but rattlesnakes are poisonous, and if I walk around barefoot a lot and it bit me, I could have died. So
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So we came to the backyard, and I'm like, I was inside, I was preparing to take the compost out, which is located in the garden.
Wow.
And I go in and I see Michael in the backyard, and he's standing there. And I'm like, what is he? And I hear this, sounds like the sprinklers are going off.
Oh my God.
Oh,
I've been
Literally,
in Michael's
I'm
shoes
like-
before. It's like breathing for guys, but you know.
Yeah, it's like breathing for guys. So I walk over and I see this huge rattlesnake. I mean, it was big. It was fucking big.
Yeah.
And its tail is like, and he's like, he's in hunter mode, right? He's in like warrior mode, like, okay, so you go over there, getting strategic, you scare it, I'm gonna come from the back. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like yelling at him, like, come and get me, and like banging on the wood. The snake was so smart. He's like, yeah, whatever, girlfriend. He's looking back at Michael. Like, he, as no matter how loud I was, that snake knew that I was not the threat. He knew that fucking the hunter was coming up behind it. And we'd actually found 2 baby snakes earlier in the week. We'd set them free. And I've been wondering, where's the mama? Where's the mama snake? She was there. She was in the yard rattling, and she got stuck in the mesh of our garden, luckily. So she was less able to move. Otherwise, she would have been more of a threat, right? So
Michael had us.
here is the remains of the snake.
oh my God.
Oh,
Pretty
Right in
brutal.
Ophiuchus. What the?
Yeah. Yeah. After I'd been like, should I even bother sharing astrology anymore? Should I even talk
Oh
about
my
this
God.
stuff? Does anyone care? Is it important? Is it even real? Am I imagining things? There it is.
Oh my God.
wow.
Full right.
Yeah.
Like, I think he experienced, and so this is the other part that blew my mind, because I do relationship astrology, right? I've worked with you and April and Blake, and it's been amazing. So I've done my partner's astrology as well. So I know his chart really well. And I'm like, he has Ophiuchus rising.
Wow.
Okay, like no joke. No joke. And so, yeah. So I'm basically realizing, I'm like, is the moon in a, like, I'm like, it's the full moon. I'm getting ready for the full moon event. I'm like, what sign is the moon in right now?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ophiuchus.
So I went online, and the moon was in 1 degree Ophiuchus at that moment.
What?
Wow.
And I've never felt such a powerful, it's like deja vu,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but almost like a punch to the gut of like
Chills.
chills, shock, excitement. Like, I'm witnessing something real here. Like, this isn't just, you know, I learned something. I'm actually experiencing it happening as like a real event in my life that was like near death. And that's another thing about Ophiuchus. It will take you to those places of danger, challenge, and it's not afraid. Like, look at Michael's face. Like, he faced death. He did, and he triumphed, and he has Ophiuchus rising, so he was perfectly placed to handle that level of intensity.
Oh my God.
And it's blowing my mind here sharing it with you, right? So let's go back a little bit. Let's just look at that moon and Ophiuchus real quick, just because it's so,
Oh,
I can't even believe it. Moon and Ophiuchus right there. Oh my God, I love you both all so much. And I have a surprise for you. So while all of this was going on, Michael was actually outside skinning the snake, and he has put the snake skin onto his bass strap because he plays bass, and he actually finished it. So would you like to see?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I gotta see that.
Mhm.
I'm all about that. That's rad.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Trippy.
I know. How's it get stranger than this? I don't know. How's it get better than this? Okay. Hold on one second.
Go to video.
There we go. Okay, here's our real world life.
Y'all,
Hi.
do this before the snake got all rotten and stuff, so I was in the background. So basically, in light of Ophiuchus,
Oh my God.
I just made a snake skin base strap.
That's freaking rad, man.
Amazing.
I had an extra one that I got from the music store. I got specifically for this, waiting for this moment, and it came out pretty good.
Dude, I've seen custom made straps that don't look that good.
This is crazy.
I mean, that is the most realistic one that you could possibly ever have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's badass.
So I'm just gonna let this sit out in the sun for the next couple of days, and yeah.
Dry cure it. There you go.
Thank you, Lotus, for holding space while we were doing this. She helped me distract the snake while I got it.
Exactly.
Win-win.
Yeah.
All right, take care, guys. Thank you.
So there's the proof and the pudding, I guess they say.
That was such a
Oh my
win-win
God.
for both of you.
Oh my God, it was. And I'm really glad you couldn't smell that.
I know what
But
it smells like.
Yeah, Blake knows.
I can smell it from here.
Oh my God. So here's the moral of the story. You can take the things you're most afraid of that could literally kill you and turn them into a freaking gift, right? And how do you do that? You do that with courage and by facing it, right? Like if he'd had that snake in the garden, right, and we ran away, it could have come up on us and bit us somewhere during the day. But when we had that challenge or that adversary, instead of running away, we faced it. So that would be my recommendation for all of us, is that when we have a challenge, instead of running away, stand up and face it. Get your flat-edged shovel ready and your bucket and your tools. Sometimes you need tools, right? Like you couldn't kill that snake with your, well, you could maybe kill it with your bare hands. That's next level. We haven't gotten there yet. Right? Get your freaking tools together. What do you need to handle these challenges? And then you can do anything. So, oh my God, I'm so glad you were here to help tell, so we could tell our story, because it was like pretty intense, as you can imagine. Blake knows. Blake knows.
Oh, yeah.
It's exciting and it's also terrifying. So
Yeah.
any questions, any comments? How are y'all feeling? I'd love to just have like a little debriefing before we end for the evening. A heart, and open your arms wide to feel that loving energy that just flows, right? We're all connected. And we're in this beautiful circle of love. Back to the heart. May all of your path be blessed. May your path be filled with love and light. All things be healed in your life. And may you be uplifted to new heights of abundance and joy and connection to yourself and to source. So may it be. It is so, it is so, it is so. Deep breath in. Deep breath out and just visualize this love that we have in our hearts. Just imagine that the earth is in the center of our circle, and just imagine that all that love, that 1 million more people join our circle, and they are all in this state of love, and it gets amplified, and that the earth just gets filled with this love from the core out to the periphery and back through. Again, deep breath in, deep breath out. Creator of all that is, it is commanded a complete unconditional love healing for this earth, for our hearts, for our minds, for our body, for all levels and layers of our beautiful beings. Deep breath in, deep breath out, exhale. Woo! La 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 la. And it is so, it is so. May you be showered with pure unconditional love and light. Thank you, God. It is done. Show us. Breath in. Woo! Deep breath out. All right, y'all. Go
Thank
forth
you.
and party it up. You are shining. Are you ready?
Bye.
I want to hear all about your adventures on the new moon. Mwah.
You
Love
will.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.